beautiful look at Ross Sheppard High School here in Edmonton, Alberta. It's the Metro Senior Boys Final here at Ross Sheppard, the SSA Game of the Week on this IC Live Procast. Connor Toffin joined by Lucas Robertson. Lucas, it has really filled up in the gym here. You can feel the energy in warm-ups. It is palpable, and I think it's going to be a really energetic, really exciting game here tonight.
Absolutely. You know what we're looking for here? There are a lot of Shep students in attendance right now, and there are a lot of parents, and most importantly, there's a lot of people that stuck around from the last game. Right. They couldn't get enough of the last game, so they need a little bit more here. So, yeah, super exciting environment to be in right now as Shep just wraps up their hitting warm-up. But, yeah, just two absolute Titan programs going at it once again here tonight. Super happy to be here.
As you saw there is a decent Paul Kane supporter base that still is here, but you'd think those students that are here, they're all painted. I mean, both teams are in blue, but they got the blue face paint on.
Yeah.
A lot of Shep students here. Should be a fairly decisive home court advantage today. Most of those Paul Kane parents are on the other side. Our side here on the broadcast side is pretty much all Ross Shep support. But let's take a look at the bracket and see how both of these two teams got here. Neither of these teams, Paul Kane did play in the round of 16, beating Harry Ainley 3-0, but then two really tight games. Took down Lillian Osborne 3-2, and then as well played 5 sets against Salisbury, taking that one 3-2. Ross Shep really dominant so far this year, 3-0 after that first round bye against Strathcona, 3-0 against Millwoods Christian. If it wasn't tough enough for Paul Kane with that away game, it's going to get a little bit tougher because Ross Shep has been dominant all year long, Lucas.
Absolutely. And one thing I actually just want to point out, I was looking at the advanced bracket the other day, and in that Paul Kane versus Salisbury game, they actually almost set a Metro Athletics record in the fourth set with a score of 42-40.
Oh my goodness!
It was absolutely bizarre. I was actually just talking to one of the Paul Kane supporters, and they mentioned to me just such an electric game. But again, it speaks to the battle test that we've seen from Paul Kane so far this year. Haven't seen a lot of that from Shep from their dominant performance. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that all kind of ties in together and meshes during this. What's going to be, and I can already tell from the noise in here, a fantastic city final matchup.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, you could just feel the energy in warm-ups. And when Ross Shep was taking their hitting warm-ups, every single time a guy made a good connection with the ball, the rest of the team was cheering him on. There's a little bit of an intimidation factor as well.
Absolutely.
You're in home court. You got your home crowd. Now you're out. You're spiking balls into the ground in warm-ups. The other team's got to catch them, and you can really feel like not that Paul Kane didn't have it, but and maybe it's a good thing for Paul Kane, right? Maybe they're more composed today, but Ross Shep had a ton of energy in warm-ups today.
Absolutely. And I do think it speaks to a testament of how excited both teams are here to play this game. But one thing I'm going to tell you that I'm looking for right away in this game are the pregame jitters. Okay?
Right.
If these momentum plays go on for too long for either side, it can get ugly pretty quick. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how both teams really serve the ball at each other, but more importantly, how the passing is. If one team passes a lot better than the other and has all of their options to run here, it could be a long night for the opponents.
It is so energetic inside the building right now. The start of the game, so important, Lucas, as well. You get out to that early run, it feels like you have the advantage for the rest of the game, especially if you close off that first set. You know, the other thing we talked about in the last pregame show in the girls' game was that this season was disrupted by that teacher strike.
Absolutely.
It does still play a factor. You feel like in the limited practices, you didn't have that full season to really get all your strategies and all your formations together.
Absolutely.
And that can play into things as well. It was a bit of a different year for the coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been such a refined year, too. It really speaks to the skill of these coaches. I know Mr. Botts is a colleague of mine. He was speaking at just how excited the kids were to be back in school and back playing the sport that they love. And I actually am pretty good buddies with some of the guys on the Paul Kane staff, too. And they were telling me over the break that their boys were just itching to get back onto the court. So I'm really excited for this one. I think we're in for a treat here. And it looks like, I don't know, Mr. Botts is talking to the down official here, maybe getting something figured out. And It looks like number 8 from Paul Kane, Ben Schurer, is going to kick things off here as the serving specialist. Or no, I apologize. It's number 11, Mr. Scholes. And we'll have to see here what happens right away. And you can hear the crowd rumbling and tumbling as we square away here.
Here we go. Gold medal on the line. Schultz on service. Cross-court hit. And an early point for the Thunderbirds. Point number 1 for Duncan McCrae.
And you can see here, Duncan McCrae is actually really early in his approach, but he's such a dynamic hitter. Paul Kane really needs to adapt to the off-ball shots.
Majot, first service of the game for the Thunderbirds. Into the net.
Pretty uncharacteristic of Sammy Majot. I actually coached him last year, and he was one of my most reliable servers that I've ever actually coached before. So we'll have to see kind of how the service pressure dictates the pace of this volleyball game. But one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing here is the battle that we're going to see in the middle. I think it's really going to be exciting.
We just have an early substitution as it looks like Faber was taken out of the game.
Yeah, it looks like maybe sort of a defensive / middle server here that we're going to see. Looks like he's going to be checking back in, though.
This is Beckett. Just hear that home crowd going for the Thunderbirds. Cross-court hit. Out of bounds. Blues take a couple in a row.
Yeah, really dynamic offense that we're running here, and really great blocking by Paul Kane to close that up there. You can see on the replay, yeah, just absolutely masterful blocking, and just, that was really close.
Beckett again. Low serve into the net.
So one thing I think that we're going to see here tonight, especially considering that we just have 2 really prolific offenses, is we actually might see a few more missed serves than we did in the girls' match.
Yeah.
If you put a bit of a muffin in there, the team is going to stuff it right back down your throat, so both teams need to be aggressive.
Setting up for the outside hit off the block. Somehow dug up, but it is a point for the Blues with an early advantage, now up 4-2.
Yeah, great execution by Paul Kane here, and I'm really starting to see some really great passing from Paul Kane as well. So Shep's going to have to put a little more pace on that volleyball if they want to get in this match here.
Correction, 3-2. High spinning serve dug up by Yee. Tipped over by Kolak.
Great dig.
Nicely dug up by the Blues. Rolling hit from Voros doesn't go. Hojord!
Yeah, absolute great out of system that we've seen here from actually both sides of the volleyball here. Like, we get that off shot, and what a set by the libero, right tight to the net. And it kind of looks like number 13 might want to consider getting to his home spot a little quicker there on this next play here. But great volleyball so far to start things off.
That'll put the middle. Kolmakov at the service line. We're all knotted up at 3. High spinning serve. My goodness, got everything on it.
Wow.
Paul Kane just had to get it back over that net, and the Thunderbirds had an easy one.
And when Kolmakov is serving like that, Paul Kane really needs to settle in and relax their arms on serve receive. That toss was very ambitious. I don't know if we saw that on the replay, but he missed the line by about half an inch there. Very impressive.
Look how high into the air. That thing's near the ceiling. Kolmakov with an ace.
Very impressive serving so far that we've seen from Kolmakov. Just if you can have a couple guys in the rotation that can spin serve like that, it really puts a lot of pressure off of your floaters, right? Because you're getting points where you don't deserve them. So Ilya is doing a great job for his team right now.
Blues maybe just hoping he puts one into the net. They've had troubles. Kolmakov just a touch long.
Didn't miss by much there. About 2 feet out of the back line there. It's a blessing in disguise for Paul Kane as they look to get back into the set here.
Of course, the other thing, when you have that much velocity, it's a lot harder to get it down.
Absolutely.
Kolmakov, though, was able to tape 2.
Great pickup by the libero.
It's a free ball here for the Thunderbirds. Outside hit once again. It's Hojord.
And you really have to be really mindful of where you're putting that free ball to this Ross Sheppard team. Anything close to the libero, you can see how he's shifting all the way over to position 1 there. Just a masterful and free ball defense and really good attacking from Ross Sheppard early on here.
Hojord now to the service line. See what he's got in the bag tonight. Bit of a floater right into the net.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to serve cross-court deep to one, which is a great idea, but their float servers need to be a little more consistent. You can't have missed float serves that much when you've got guys really going after it with the spinners.
That'll give way to Kean Coyne. He's into the net as well.
I think we might have a case of the pregame jitters here going on in the start of the match here. Looks like these boys need to get their legs under them, but things will settle in here, and as we get going, I think Joss Kolak is going to toss up a spinner here, so we'll have to see.
Up 7-5, here's Kolak, high into the air. Here's the spinner, dug out well by the Blues. Outside hit by Schultz, won't go. Off the block and down for Duncan McCrae.
Yeah, kind of almost like a parrot of what we saw in the girls' game, just mashing it off the top of the net and finding that outside line here. Very skilled attack, and yeah, just hit the line.
Kolak back to the line again. This one is long.
Yeah, missed by about a foot once again there. But again, it just goes to show you the service pressure of Ross Shepp is really great, but they're going to have to find a way to get into the court here. I think they've missed already 4 float serves, or 4 serves in total, my mistake.
Here's Ben Shearer. Outside hitter. Dug by Yee. Back row attack from Kolak.
Yeah, great run there, and a great set by Sami Majau there just to get the back row attack going. Anytime you can get the ball in system like that, as you can see, the front row middle blocker is totally unprepared as he was committing to the middle. If the pipe attack is going really well, that's an extra option that they have. Really good stuff.
Another float serve. Has casted a wriggler. Blocked. Paul Kane handles it well. Schultz. Tipped over. What a save by the libero, Aaron Moth. Thunderbirds with another chance. Kind of behind the back there by McCrae. Back row attack for the Blues. Dug up. What a return.
What a play by Paul Kane, and that erupts the fans. Look at on the other side of the gym there. There's a lot of Paul Kane fans here.
You know what? I might have lied a little bit. Yeah. Feels a little more 50-50 after that point.
Absolutely. I think we were mistaken there. That was a big ball hit in the front row there.
Again, Schultz.
Great defense by both teams in that last point there.
Got to look to the left. I think we're still favorably a Ross Shepp crowd here, but maybe a little closer. What a serve off that white tape.
Cheeky one off the tape there. Tricks Joss Kolak. I think he was kind of falling backwards on that serve receive there. You always want to make sure that your weight's going a little bit forward when you're passing a float serve.
Schultz back to the line, running into it quickly. Looking for McCrae, got blocked. Quick tip over, my goodness. What a read by Majot.
Yeah, just a masterful decision by Sami to realize where he is in the court area. As you can see, he's almost tucked into the middle, which means that the outside blocker doesn't really have the leverage to get over it because his middle's in the way. So good decision by Sami to dump that ball there.
Majot to the line, float serve. Gonna have a joust. Won by the Thunderbirds, but the Blues keep it alive. That's over the net as well. Tip back over. Free ball here for the Thunderbirds. Tipped once again. I think we got a violation. I mean, all that action around the net, you'd expect one eventually, and the Thunderbirds take the point.
Yeah, and just great scrappiness by Paul Kane. Unfortunately, just a little too high for the libero there, but I'm really impressed with the defense that Paul Kane's putting on the floor right now. They're hitting the floor for pretty much every ball.
Kolak back of the line, beautifully puts it just over the net. Joust.
Yeah, nicked the net again.
Thunderbirds putting so much pressure on the Blues.
Yeah, pretty close one. It just looked like his right hand got stuck in the mesh there a little bit. Pretty great float serve coming over the net here.
Big hit, well dug out by the libero Yee. Pretty much a free ball here for the Blues, but it's blocked. A block, I think it went off McCrae. Kolmakov in there as well, and that's going to force the Blues to take a timeout, down by 5.
When we take a look at the replay, you can see McRae and Ilya are really doing a good job of putting up a double on the middle. Paul Kane's setter, Schlack, has really got to consider maybe chucking it out to the C or maybe a left side option there, because if that double block is going to commit like that, the C ball will be wide open for number 8. But yeah, just a really good set, and just, yeah, didn't find the outside edge. But as we go into this timeout, one thing I really want to talk about here is the ability for these teams to dictate the pace of the volleyball game. One thing we saw in the girls' match was a lot of the success was coming from a nice high dig into the middle of the court in transition. For these, for the boys' side of things, what you really want to do is get that ball as close to the net as possible so that you have all 3 attackers at all times. One thing I'm going to look for to see from Ross Shepp is and what they did in the semifinal that worked really well was institute actually a double sub when their setter was in the front row, and that gives them another 3 attackers. But Paul Kane right now is doing a great job. All they need to do is really just pass the ball a little more efficiently, and just really hit the ball with some pace at this Ross Sheppard block and really challenge it going into these next couple points here.
That girls' game, by the way, a classic. Only went 4 sets, felt like it deserved 5. Harry Ainley, silver medalist. Salisbury Sabres win the gold. Well, this is going to be a close one. Untouched. It's out of bounds. Point goes to Ross Shepp.
Yeah, a really great set by their setter here, and just missing the outside line. Oh my, that looked really close to being touched. Great pass.
Meanwhile, Majot getting into quite the rhythm here at the service line. Outside hit, that one looks like it's off the net. It is. Hojord couldn't get it over, and the Blues finally get the ball back, but after a long Ross Sheppard run.
Yeah, just buried it into the middle of the tape there. And I think we just had another substitution for a serving specialist here. So let's see if Beckett can get something going here.
Second time Beckett has subbed into this game. The setter, obviously, they like him at the service line as well.
Absolutely.
Floats it over. Dug out by Yee. Oh, what power on that hit from Kolmakov.
And actually a really great block by number 15, Coignet. He got a really great touch on that. I'd like to see the back row defenders just be a little less dug into their spots and ready to move just in case that does happen. They can pick that one up.
And the Thunderbirds once again get Beckett off the service line quickly.
Great pass.
That one just a bit of a mishit there, I think, from Voros.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the strategy is going into this game, but if I'm the Paul Kane coach, I am telling my attackers to rip the ball at the block right now. They're playing a little too fancy. There we go.
Right off the block again. Nice dig that time by Schultz. And a kill for Hojord. The Thunderbirds are in all sorts of control here in set number 1, up 17-9, and the Blues have taken another timeout.
Yeah, I think something can be said right now, is especially in this first set, of just having that home court advantage and just being a little more comfortable in your own gym. I fully expect Paul Kane to chip away at the lead in this set right now coming out of this timeout. One thing they really need to start considering to do is running something out of the back row. Shepp is fully committing on a good pass out to the left side in the middle, and maybe even we can consider a setter dump, as that setter is pretty tall guy. So as long as Paul Kane can mix things up a little bit here, I have full confidence that they're gonna start chipping away into this first set here.
Thunderbirds playing on their front foot here in this first set.
Looks like the Paul Kane coach is having a conversation with his setter. I'm sure he's telling him just keep slinging it like he is. He's playing really well right now. The ball looks really beautiful coming out of his mitts there. So good job for Paul Kane, and let's see if they can start chiseling their way back into this first set here.
Got to look at that Paul Kane huddle. Keith Garby, an outside hitter on crutches right now, not able to suit up for this game.
Terrible.
Duncan McRae on the service line, another ace.
Now, one thing that's really important for Paul Kane here, and again, a 9-point lead in a men's volleyball like this is pretty steep, but it's really important for them not to get too frustrated with the outcome of this first set so far.
McRae on the service line again. Another joust, another win by the Thunderbirds. 20-9. Now on the other side of that, how important is it for Paul Kane? Maybe this first set's out of hand, but how important is them to just scrap together some points here?
Well, exactly. It just builds some confidence for them going into it, especially when, as right now, as we can see from that last point, just everything is going Ross Shepp's way. Even the bounces they're getting are pretty impressive. So if I'm Paul Kane, exactly, just as I was about to say, we're going to make a quick little substitution. It's basically a free timeout, as Paul Kane's already called 2 so far. But right now, it's really important to just maintain your positivity. And again, as we know, a 5-set match in volleyball is a long one.
That was Smith subbing into the game. What a dig by the libero Yee. Off the block from Kolak. On the other side, here's Smith, recently subbed in. We got a violation here against the Thunderbirds.
And that's exactly what Paul Kane needs, right? The ability to get a decent hit in from the middle, cycle the ball, great left side set, and again, put them in a troubling situation. Those guys are reaching for that volleyball, causing them to touch the net there.
High spinner off the white tape and into the arms of Yee. Let's see what this one, it is in. Kolmakov brings the power once again, 21-10 for Shep. They can already feel this first set right on their fingertips.
And that's just a great hit by Ilya right there, just into the back last meter of that court. Pretty much impossible to dig balls like that. And here we'll see another spin serve.
Remember those high spin serves from Kolmakov earlier? So much power, got 2 aces before the error. Here's an error. You know, obviously high risk, high reward. Like I said, just the velocity into the serve gives the ball a lot less room to land, right?
Absolutely.
There's no window.
And as far as I'm concerned, Ilya's already done his job. Serving 4 in a row already puts you at such an advantage in the set. So he'll get to miss a couple more now.
Out of bounds.
I believe that was Cassidy Regular hitting that ball out of bounds. Yeah.
21-12. We'll see how much fight the Blues still have left. Smith subbed in a few points ago onto the service line.
Wow.
Hojord. We got players doing backflips.
Yeah, you can definitely sense a bit of a difference between Ross Shepp and Paul Kane's bench right now. Ross Shepp's bench is very flamboyant and into the game right now. They're almost on the court after a point is scored here.
You want to try one of those with me after the game?
Yeah, no kidding. We'll have to work on our synergy there.
Middle hit and a kill for Cassidy Regler. Missed his last chance. Gets revenge here. It's 23-12 as the Thunderbirds look to close it. You know, we talked about earlier how important it is for Paul Kane to get a few points. They got a couple, but not much more.
Absolutely.
Thunderbirds can really close this first set quickly. Hoping to have all the momentum going into set number 2. That one's way out.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like a lot is working for Paul Kane right now, unfortunately. But again, building into this second set, they just really need to work on their passing and getting it a little more in system.
Set point with Hojord on the line. That one scraping the roof and a miscommunication, and I think that kind of sums up the first set.
Absolutely.
For the Blues as Shearer and Schalk collided. Now, with that, we'll talk about it after the break, but Paul Kane, you think they just wipe it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a goldfish memory, right? Just like Ted Lasso says, you just got to have a goldfish memory here. First set's over and done with, not going to change the outcome. But what is absolutely vital is you, at 0-0, you need to start dictating the pace of this volleyball game. The biggest difference for me, and something that the folks at home would probably see really easily, is just how well Ross Shepp actually passed the volleyball in that first set. I don't even remember a single time they were really out of system running their offense. So if I'm Paul Kane, yeah, it happens. You get spanked in the first set. I have full confidence in this team to come back here and make a match of this. And on the flip side of the coin, if I'm Ross Shepp, I'm going, okay, guys, we won the first set. Who cares, right? It's a 3-set match. You really got to be dialed in and focused when you're in these long matches like this.
Shepp dominates up 1-0.
Yeah, if I'm Paul Kane right now, if I'm the coach, I'm really considering, and you can see just how tight their huddle is, right? You'll notice the difference. They've got players on Ross Shepp's side playing some pepper on the side, kind of taking it easy. Paul Kane really needs to come together right now and generate some positivity as they're going. So I look forward to seeing that in the next set to come here.
Across Alberta, school sport is more than just competition. It's about community, developing character, and growth. We are proud to unveil our new name, School Sport Alberta. Rooted in integrity, driven by access, and powered by opportunity, this new brand reflects our commitment to every athlete, coach, and school across the province. From championship events that inspire, to mentorship for athletic directors, to new opportunities for participation, we are building something stronger together.
School Sport Alberta is here to lead with purpose.
Connect with pride and champion the value of school sport.
Alberta's beef producers work tirelessly to raise top quality beef and bring the best in nutrition to the plate. With unmatched nutritional value, beef fuels your body with important health benefits, vitamins, and minerals. Beef is protein-packed to keep muscles strong, helps to combat infections with zinc in every bite, and its iron content helps to enhance focus. Learn how Alberta producers are raising the best beef.
Welcome back to Ross Sheppard. Ross Sheppard, home court, playing for a gold medal, wins set 1, 25-12. Paul Kane really on their heels here, can ill afford to go down 2 sets. Feels like a must-have for the Paul Kane Blues, and it's going to be Cassidy Rigler starting off at the service line for Ross Shepp. Put right back over and dumped right back into Blues territory. Duncan McCrae once again.
Yeah, and you could see the frustration actually there from the Paul Kane coach. Duncan McCrae actually grabbed that ball for quite a long time, so we'll have to see if that changes going forward.
Cassidy Rigler again, high serve. Bit of desperation here for the Thunderbirds, sent right back over by the Blues, and they'll take the point.
Yeah, it was a good try by Ross Shepp there, but yeah, just all over the net, unfortunately, on that out-of-system play there. But yeah, good for Paul Kane, right? Stay in this match, keep chipping away, don't get frustrated, keep doing what you're doing. It's a long game.
Beckett once again at the service line. Paul Kane likes him there. Haven't really been able to take advantage, though, so far.
Great serve. And that's exactly what you need if you're Paul Kane, right? Just a couple service aces to get your mojo back, get back into the game. Super great start for Paul Kane. Everything that they needed to have happen right now is happening for them.
Beckett again. Tipped. Quick joust at the net, won by the Thunderbirds. Paul Kane keeps it in play. A little bit of a roll shot there from Schalk. Good rally here, maybe our longest of the game. And a big hole in the defense is found by Majot.
Yeah, and you really need to notice there, right now, Paul Kane does not have their libero in the game. He's about to check in here as it was a middle server. But when Sammy identifies that, the setter on Ross Shepp, when he sets that ball over that and into the pod, there's really nobody there to pick it up.
Ma, the libero, into the game for the Blues. He'll receive that serve. Going to be a tough one to get over, but well done by the Blues. But Kolmakov, he didn't care. right over the net, right into Blues territory once again.
Yeah, and really great on Duncan McRae to step in there and take that ball, really sharp cross, and just a dominant middle in there in Ilya.
Michaud on the service line. He was there when the Thunderbirds went on their biggest run in set number 1. Won't be there for long this time, though, as the Blues take the point.
Yeah, and a great run in the middle by Paul Kane there, right? As you can see on the replay, just a fantastic set, good hit. And yeah, nicked the net, well, I guess he nicked the net a little bit. I didn't see it, but really, really great call by the official.
Schalk at the line, high spinner. You know, I think it deserves mentioning again, every time they're serving right now, it is so tough sometimes for a player there, especially on the spin serves.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you've got most of the Shep kids screaming at you while you're trying to serve. It doesn't bode well for that.
This is, as a former pitcher, probably what I'm most qualified to talk about, because teams will try to do the same thing to you when you're pitching and throwing, and when you're finally into motion, then they get loud, and it can be tough. Now, in baseball, it's discouraged.
Yeah.
In volleyball, it's kind of a free-for-all.
We've seen that in the last couple of years. We're starting to see the fans become more and more part of this volleyball game here. Great serve.
My goodness, what a dig, though, by Yi.
Great defense. Oh,
got a whistle and a point for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, and we're really starting to see the block of both Paul Kane and Ross Sheppard getting desperate to really block the ball. Everyone wants to block the volleyball, but the main goal of blocking is always to take away space on the volleyball court. So let's just make sure we're staying off the net.
Kolmakov. Should be entertaining.
Wow.
Really good dig there by the Blues.
Yep.
They get the point, and they get Kolmakov off the service line.
Yeah, and that's just a great side out by Paul Kane. That's a really hard serve to pass, and he dimed it. Great run on the left side there, and a great attack, really. So all things going well for Paul Kane right now at the start of this second set.
Especially after such a dominant first by Ross Sheppard. You'd think that Paul Kane, they just want to set here. Keep it close, keep yourself alive, but Kolak with the kill.
And it just shows you, again, the ability for Ross Sheppard to pass the volleyball so well right now, especially when you consider all of the nervousness, energy that should be going on in them right now. They're playing really, really good volleyball. So let's see if Paul Kane can match the passing intensity that Ross Sheppard has brought onto them.
Hojord at the line. Long float over the back line. Service error, 6-6. We keep going back and forth.
And a great call by the back row right side on Paul Kane to let his passing buddies know that that ball was out of bounds. You could see him screaming there to let them know. So really good stuff.
Shearer at the service line into the net. A serve that Shearer would want back. Ball goes right back to the Thunderbirds.
Let's see, we got number 13. The setter from Paul Kane has to go all the way across the net now. So we want to see a nice high pass out of Paul Kane here.
Kolak for the Thunderbirds into the net. 3 straight service errors in this game, 2 in favor of the Blues.
Didn't look like Josh Kolak got a lot on that spin serve there. He's got more of a hybrid, it almost looks like, compared to Ilya's just absolute scorcher. So we'll have to see. Maybe Paul Kane can match that energy with their setting server here.
Schultz trying to put one in play, break up the run of service errors. Won't happen yet. 4 straight. Back and forth we go. I mean, the points are going back and forth regardless of how they're happening.
Absolutely. And it does favor Paul Kane, I think, in this instance, as they've now settled down. They're more relaxed, you can tell, on the court. Just need to limit the errors now.
Cassidy Riegler put one in play. And long off the hands of Faber. Looked like he was just a bit off time there.
Yeah, just a little bit off time. And I think with the 51 attack, you really want to make sure you're trying to paint that back corner. Just a little too high on the contact point there.
Good dig by the libero, jousted the net, falls back onto the Blues side.
There's the C ball.
Back row attack, nicely dug by Kolak. Paul Kane with another chance, blocked again. We got a net violation against the Thunderbirds.
This official has some Hawkeye vision because I am not seeing the net move that much on these rallies, but let's take a closer look here.
Fingertip maybe, just a touch.
Maybe, I don't know. It's tough to see on the replay anyways.
The standard has been set, though.
Absolutely.
You cannot graze that net right now.
No touching allowed.
Beckett with the serve just in.
Yeah, and I was going to say before that, it really looks like if you watch where Ross Shepp's passers are standing right now, they're a little further back right now, but they're really close to the net on their serve receive. So any ball that's driven low and deep is going to be challenging for them to pass right now.
Beckett fighting through an air horn or something, and Shepp.
Yeah, I'll have what he's
Kolmakov.
having. That was a good one right there. Good little middle run. And again, when you're in hitting warm-ups, it's always cool to bounce the ball straight down. But when you're hitting against the block like that, being able to drive the ball into that deep third of the court is just something that is absolutely necessary for any good middle to have. So let's see if Paul Kane can answer here.
Dug out by Ma. Outside hit. Did it paint that line? It did.
What an
Voros.
out-of-system play by their setter, number 13. Just a masterful ball that he put there. And kudos to the left side, just absolutely painting the sideline there. Really well done.
We're all tied up. Not quite halfway through a second set that it feels like Paul Kane needs to have. That one's going to go long. You know, it feels like, you mentioned earlier, 5 sets can be a long volleyball game, but things can happen really quickly. I mean, we've seen it in the women's game. A tight set swings one way instead of the other, and all of a sudden it's over in 4 sets.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I really want to see from the Paul Kane spin servers is really attack the volleyball. Right now they're aiming really high.
Duncan McRae into the net. All tied up again.
We're starting to see a bit of a missed serve off from both teams here. It's you know, both of these teams really need to take a minute at the service line and just relax back there.
Here's Voros.
That'll do it.
Wow.
I'll have what he's having.
Right into the corner.
What a great serve. That was almost like a little spin hybrid there into the deep corner. Great serve. As we can see, oh yeah, painting the corner.
How much better is this second set going for Paul Kane? They're at 12 points with number 12 at the service line. They only got 12 points in the first set, and now they've eclipsed that total.
Yeah, and now they're really starting to move, and more importantly, they're starting to bring a lot more positive energy into this game right now. I'm starting to see the bench get more involved, and the blocking has been really good for Paul Kane so far.
Voros again into the net.
Yeah, Voros has done his job as far as I'm concerned. He's given them the lead. He's served 3 balls in a row, and now it's really up to Paul Kane to really dictate the pace of the game with their passing here, as this is a crucial point in the match.
Kolmakov feels like an ace or an error coming up. Oh my goodness, it's an ace!
That was so close. That we're going to have to see that one on the replay. He painted that back line. Really great serve. Let's take a look. Ooh.
It is millimeters.
That thing was coming in hot, though.
I'll say this. I don't think that view, for me at least, gave me any indication as to whether that call was right or wrong. So, Kolmakov, this one's long.
I'm glad I'm not doing the lines down there. I'll tell you that for free.
Like I said, feels like an ace or an error coming up with Kolmakov at the line, and we got one of both.
Absolutely. Best of both worlds.
Quick points. What a block.
A little chicken wing there.
Point goes to the Blues. That was Faber at the net.
Yeah, one thing that I'm starting to notice that Paul Kane's doing on a good pass, and with Ross Shepp, they're passing really well. Their middle's actually committing on the middle attack here. So let's see if Majau figures that out and starts to spread it around.
Floater.
Another great pass.
Boy, that nearly worked out for the Thunderbirds, but they were in all sorts of sorts there. Sent right back over.
There we go.
That one felt like the Blues point the whole way. It was
absolutely
Schultz in the end. 16-13. I believe that's the biggest lead that Paul Kane has had yet in this game.
I think you're right. And it looks like Paul Kane is starting to believe a little bit. And it looks like Ross Shepp's getting a little flustered here.
Another floater.
Great block. Oh, baby.
Back set. We got a violation. Was that a 2 touches? It was.
Looks like it, yeah. A little bit of butter on that ball there, I think, from that setter there. But that was in a great location. And now take a look at this here. This is what I was talking about in the first set. The utilization of the double sub is starting to come into effect here.
They're calling that tight.
Yeah, well, hey, if I was setting that ball, that thing would have been sent into the bleachers. So really great setters on both sides of the court here. But as you can see, we've got 2 new players to the game here. So Josiah Janes is going to kick things off at the service line for us here.
This game's been going by quickly, so Janes hasn't been sitting for a while. Maybe not ice cold, but keeps it in play on the floater. Blocked.
Great block.
And eventually, it was off the face of Voros.
And that just shows you the effectiveness of the double side. Look at Makai Yu here. Seals the line and gets the block. He did that last night as well, or 2 nights ago in the semifinal. Great use of the double sub by Andrew Botts as the coach. Great pass.
Oh. Blues can't control that one. Maybe just a miscommunication there as Schultz had to go way out of his rhythm.
Almost like a little double scoop there. Oh, well, yeah. Pretty close one.
All knotted up again at 16. Shep's gotten a few straight. That first save there was by Yi, the libero. Yi again into the air, into the ceiling. Bad bounce for the Blues, but just too much power from Ross Sheppard.
Yeah, this double sub from Ross Sheppard is the best thing since sliced bread. This is looking really good for them right now. And Paul Kane really needs to relax at serve receive here.
4-point run. Janes to serve his 5th straight. Another floater attacking that line. Off the net, Paul Kane can't put it over. Make it 5 straight for the Thunderbirds with Janes at service. And now timeout for the Blues.
This is a really, really crucial point in the match here because Paul Kane had all the momentum going into that double sub, and now all of a sudden they're down by 2. So this timeout, what I'm really looking for, especially in the rotation that they're in, is a high pass to the opposite side of the court. They got to spread things out right now because Ross Shepp is just always built on the left side attack here. So as long as Paul Kane relaxes, passes it nice and high, they're going to be in good shape here. Nothing to panic about so far. And then on the other side of the coin, what I'm looking for Ross Shepp, especially from Josiah Janes, is I'm looking for another bullet serve over the net here. Coming out of the timeout, if I'm Coach Botts, I'm telling him, I don't want you to just put a lollipop in. I want to keep the pressure on Paul Kane right now. So you go back out there and you serve it exactly how you have been. And right now they've got 3 attackers. So as long as they can play a little defense, they should be in some decent shape here.
Do want to take a moment to thank the Sport, Physical Activity and Recreation Branch of the Ministry of Tourism and Sport with the Government of Alberta, who's a funding provider to the SSA. The funds received from this area of the government are put towards enhancing the quality of life for Albertans.
Absolutely.
So 18-16 is the lead for Shepp. 5 straight points, all with Janes at the service line. They were down 16-13, but it has swung in their favor here halfway through set 2. Big hit, but maybe a little too strong there from Schultz.
Yeah, that thing was coming in pretty hot, but honestly, that looked like pretty close to me. Let's take a look at the replay. Yeah, I just didn't get a lot of the on top of the ball there. It kind of looks like he sideswiped it a little bit. So try again here for Paul Kane. You cannot give up at this stage of the match here. Great pass.
Blues feel like they need a point. It's blocked.
Got to put it over.
Free ball here for the Thunderbirds.
Oh, baby.
And the Blues take one.
It's funny, they subbed their setter, and I think that's the first ball he's set in the last 6 points here. It's been all his serve that's really dictated the match here. So really great stuff out of Josiah, and let's see if Ross Shepp can settle in on serve receive here.
Oh. That one scraped off the roof just barely. You can see it change its spin and trajectory just a touch.
Yeah, nicked the roof there. Not too bad. Great serve by number 8.
2 roof balls in this set now. One aside. Shearer back at the line. Into the net.
Yeah, good little run by Shearer there, but you got to make sure that you're putting your floats in here.
So Shep did have that run broken up, but overall they're still scoring in bulk right now. 7 of the last 9 points in favor of the Thunderbirds, looking to make it 8.
And that is exactly what you need if you're Paul Kane right now. Joss is no spring chicken when it comes to serving the ball in the court. Just a great pass and a great left side set leading to a kill there for Paul Kane.
20-19. Feels like a set that Paul Kane doesn't just want, but that it needs. Cannot go 2-0.
There you go. That's exactly what they needed right now. A great double block out to the left side there, and Mr. McRae just unfortunately tries to chisel it, and it does not work in his favor. That's a great close. That's awesome. Good for Paul Kane.
Can feel the intensity picking up this second set. Crucial. Everyone is, but feels like a little more right now. Off the block and down. Paul Kane on a run.
We got ourselves a little block party from Paul Kane here. I want to pay attention to the discipline that we're seeing out of this Paul Kane blocking squad. Look at that, just absolute middle commit and a textbook block. Look at Makai Yu diving there. So inspirational.
Remember as well, only 12 points in that first set for Paul Kane. They're at 21-20 now. Still a lot of work to do.
Absolutely.
But you got to credit the resilience here. We talked about it at the end of the first. It was messy. It was not good. There was miscommunications. There was players bumping into each other. But I'll say this. Sometimes when things are going bad, you want them to go really bad.
Absolutely.
Right? That way when you get to the huddle, the coach can just say, like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
What do we have to improve on? Everything. So just wipe it, restart. This is set 1.
Absolutely.
And Paul Kane has been really competitive.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to laugh about it, right? Like first set jitters, it's the city final, you're the away team, the gym's packed. Some things are going to happen, whatever. But right now what we're seeing, the resilience of Paul Kane to be up in the second set in the 20s here, it's really great stuff. I think we're in for another close match here tonight.
Colin Schultz.
What a serve.
Thunderbird player. It was off McRae. Looked like one Thunderbird wanted to leave it alone, and then it just went off the body of the other. Let's see.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was sailing out of bounds. You can see McRae's actually standing out of bounds on that one. So just another miscommunication.
I think he thought Yee was going to take that. Big outside hit is in. Duncan McRae has a say.
And you just really have to go back to the Ross Sheppard's ability to pass the volleyball here, right? Like they're passing 3 after 3 after 3. It's really tough on these Paul Kane blockers. They're still doing a great job, but it is tough out there.
Cassidy Rigler.
What a ball.
Let's
go into the hoop.
Off the basketball hoop and out of play. Wonder if that one might have been too far to save anyways. That was headed right to the bench.
Yeah, that thing was sailing for sure. What a great hit.
I wanted to call the
you can
two-pointer
look at Mr. Botts over there. He's running. That's the fastest I've ever seen him move right there. Really good stuff.
Paul Kane 2 points away. Feels like a country mile, though, against the Thunderbirds.
Absolutely.
Beckett at the service line. Remember, they were subbing him in to serve earlier. He's been good from the line today.
Great
Puts
serve.
this one in. Really tough one for the Thunderbirds to handle, but they do it well. Outside hit sent to the back line. It's down, and Voros.
How are you doing? That was a great little chisel shot there. Absolutely just paints the corner, and Mr. Botts is going to take a timeout for the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds. Look at that thing. That's like a little rainbow into the corner and just paints the back line. Great shot. So one thing that's, I think, important to bring up about the Paul Kane Blues is just how battle-tested this team is, right? Coming out of that semifinal versus Sal, they almost set a Metro Athletics record going into the, I think it was the third or fourth set, where the score was 42-40.
I mean, it's, you played for a long time.
Oh,
Have you ever seen that?
No, I've never gotten up there. I don't think I could get up there, honestly. It's that's a little too much cardio for me these days. But, yeah, you really got to credit Paul Kane for just battling through. You know, the first set didn't go your way, and now you find yourself with 1 point to go to square this thing away. And at the end of the day, who really cares how you did in the first set if you win the second?
Forgot how easy it was to lose your voice when you're commentating play-by-play. If we get a 42-40 here when you're commentating volleyball, rather, I'm not seeing I'm not seeing the third set.
Absolutely.
You won't hear from me.
I almost need an IV from this game so far. I've been yelling and so excited this game.
So we are at set point. Paul Kane looking to tie us at 1-1. Cohen Beckett back at the service line. Shep needing a run of 3 or more.
Great serve.
Beckett, this one's going to be in play. Hit into the net. Paul Kane wins the set. 25-21. We are all knotted up.
And that's awesome for Paul Kane, right? Things don't go your way. You still battle, you compete, and next thing you know, you find yourself in a best-of-3 match with Ross Sheppard here. So looks like Ross Sheppard is taking their time on this side of the court. I'm not sure there we go. Now they were going to rotate on over, but yeah, super great stuff that I'm seeing from both sides of the ball, honestly. Paul Kane's doing a great job in their service, much better than the first set. And they're doing a great job blocking these Ross Sheppard Thunderbird hitters. The commit blocking is working out well for them. And so some adjustments I think I'm making if I'm Andrew Botts is I'm telling my setter, start spreading it around a little more. We're getting a little trapped and a little left side heavy. I'd like to see a little more run from the right side in that C-ball attack that we saw in the first set.
It has come down to a best-of-3. Paul Kane wins set 2, 25-21.
Across Alberta, school sport is more than just competition. It's about community, developing character, and growth. We are proud to unveil our new name, School Sport Alberta. Rooted in integrity, driven by access, and powered by opportunity, this new brand reflects our commitment to every athlete, coach, and school across the province. From championship events that inspire, to mentorship for athletic directors, to new opportunities for participation, we are building something stronger together.
School Sport Alberta is here to lead with purpose.
Connect with pride and champion the value of school sport.
Alberta's beef producers work tirelessly to raise top quality beef and bring the best in nutrition to the plate. With unmatched nutritional value, beef fuels your body with important health benefits, vitamins, and minerals. Beef is protein-packed to keep muscles strong, helps to combat infections with zinc in every bite, and its iron content helps to enhance focus. Learn how Alberta producers are raising the best beef.
Welcome back to Ross Sheppard. There's a look at the totem pole in front of the school, and what a game we've been treated to so far. 1-1 after 2 sets. Connor Toffin on the call with local Ross Sheppard celebrity Lucas Robertson.
I don't know about celebrity, but yeah, it's a privilege to be here, and just super excited to watch these 2 great programs duke it out in the city final here. And you can just hear it from the crowd. They're already going. We haven't even got the ball in play yet. So it looks like we're back to Sammy Maggio instead of Josh setting for the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds at the start of the game here. Let's keep an eye on the double sub situation.
Crucial third set is underway. Off the fingers of Schultz.
Yeah, just nicked the roof there. Got to be careful. And just a great start for Paul Kane. You couldn't ask for a better start right now. Just keep that pressure on.
Blocked.
And once again, we're just seeing the dominant performance from this Paul Kane blocking squad. Look at the double commit here. That's just raw athleticism right then. And Ilya can really pound the ball, so you got to double commit on that. Really great blocking.
That was Faber. Blues out to a 2-0 lead here early in set number 3. Tipped over, dug out, right at the net. Paul Kane able to set themselves up but not able to convert as it's hit by McRae.
Yeah, just a great play by McRae there. He's got to be careful to not reach over when the setter's setting the ball, but on a one-on-one attack, it always favors the attacker, and that's the distribution I'm talking about from Ross Shepp. They got to find those one-on-one matchups.
Big hit off the block into the roof. It'll be a point for the Blues. That block was pretty well set up, Lucas, but...
Absolutely. Yeah, that thing was smoked. I'm surprised that went up. Let's take another peek here. You can see, oh yeah, a little soft block by Ilya. Just caught him on the top of the hand. And here comes that serving sub again. Here comes Beckett. I got a good feeling about Beckett. I think he's going to go on a cheeky little run here. Ross Shepp's got to be careful. Already down 3-1 in the set. You got to stop the bleeding here. You can hear the rumbling.
Tipped, dug, point goes to the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, and that's just a great set by Sammy. Let's take a peek here. He's actually standing he's outside of the court and setting left side, and no mistake was made and just missed the tip coverage there. Really great play by Ross Shepp and Paul Kane. Great pass.
Blocked again. Boy, oh boy, what a job by the Blues to keep that one alive.
Great set.
Killed.
Wow.
Hojord.
And Owen can really do well when he's set those balls where it's coming off of his right shoulder and just burying it across. The block is there, but Owen just absolutely crushing it to the cross-court position.
Into the net. Service error against McRae.
Yeah, I saw a couple little frustration remarks from some of the Ross Shepp players there. You got to stay positive at the start of the set here. Still anyone's game.
That'll send Schulk to the line. So the rumble in the jungle right now is he sends it into the net as well. You wonder just how much that home crowd is taking play.
And it might be time to adjust, honestly. I haven't really seen a lot of pressure with the spin serving from Paul Kane, but I've seen them really give Ross Shepp trouble when they float serve. So we'll have to see if they adjust. Here comes the cannon. Way out.
Went into the bench and Heath Garby got a touch.
Yeah, that thing was coming in hot there. That guy's got to keep his head on a swivel there when Ilya's serving. That was a bomb. Great serve. Oh. Good dig.
Into the net from Kolak. Paul Kane with another point, up 6-4.
Yeah, just a little too fancy from Kolak there. I'd really like to see him take a rip at the block. Yeah, just right into the bottom of the tape there. Nice try by Joss.
That one, service error once again. This one on Paul Kane.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a barn burner here, Bruin. A lot of great volleyball that we're seeing.
That'll put Hojord at the line.
Great serve.
Off the block.
Got to be careful
It's
here.
going to be a tough one to get over. Pretty much a free ball here for the Blues. Cross-court hit lands just in.
What a hit by Hojord. That was a T-line, I think, right in the attack line there. Great shot. And as you can see, he's setting the ball, and look at the footwork to get back outside and bury it cross-court. No one's digging that one, folks. Great pass. And Paul Kane's getting a little overzealous at the blocking again. We haven't seen a net call yet, so that's a really pivotal point in this match here. And now we've got another spin server up to go here, Joss Kolak.
(7-6) is the lead for the Blues. That one spun right inside the line.
And look at the Ross Shepp bench again. Almost on the court. Super excited for their teammates. Goes to show you the program that Bots has built over the years. Really good stuff.
Kolak, another big spin serve. Nice dig. Going to be 4 touches.
Yeah, just didn't get enough jam on the jar there with that set. Couldn't push it out quite as far. I think the body positioning was maybe a little off, yeah. Great disciplined volleyball from both sides here.
That one's just out. I think Paul Kane. Hearts might have skipped a beat there. They just seen that go against them. This time a bit of a better read. About a half a foot out.
Yeah, but good for Joss stringing together a couple spin serves there to bring Shep back to all square at 8 here. Uh-oh.
That one's off the roof.
Yeah, a little too much mustard on the setup there. Just got to take a deep breath, reset here. You're absolutely fine. Just got to maintain the positive energy here.
9-8 Blues. Number 8. Sure.
What a pass. Yeah.
Point goes to the Thunderbirds. It was tipped.
Yeah, absolute masterclass by McRae there, just burying it cross court once again. Really good set by Sammy as well. We've got a front hands on Paul Kane here. Let's see if the setter can maybe throw in a dump to throw Ross Sheppard off. Great pass. Nice set. Wow.
Big outside hit. Put off the body of Cassidy Rigler.
And just look at the difference in energy from Paul Kane in set 1 to Paul Kane right now. They are jumping up and down, having a good old time out there. Such a momentous game here for both sides. Great serve. What a dig. Oh. And on the net again, I think that was number 14, Faber. I'm going to have to take a look at the replay, but really close there. Really great block. And I don't know if you saw that on the replay, but Paul Kane has completely shifted their block. Their middle's already all over the other side of the court, double blocking McRae. Something to look out for in the rest of this match.
All knotted up at 10. It's been a tight third set so far.
Great set.
Outside hit is blocked, but it fell down on the side of the Thunderbirds.
Really impressive to see from Ross Sheppard there. Look at this. This is a triple block. We have not seen this yet. Triple block up there, and he still finds a way to get it done. Absolute great hit by number 12 there, Voros.
Got a substitution here for Paul Kane as Faber comes out of the game. And as we've seen a few times already today, Beckett.
Yeah, Beckett's given Ross Sheppard some trouble here down the stretch. They're serving really well right now.
Beckett at the line got up onto the body of McRae, but dug out regardless. Outside hit off the block, high into the air. A leaping effort.
Great effort
from
there.
Yee, not quite enough.
Yeah, just a great run by Paul Kane in system, actually. To go up 2 points here is huge in this spot in the match here. And look at the setup that Paul Kane has right now. Where do you think the ball's going to get served? I'm going to guess right down the line to Duncan McRae here. Let's see. Yep. Oh, right in the middle. Good set.
Set over. Chance here for the Blues, rather. Dug out by Yee. Outside hit off the block and down. It's a kill for McRae.
What a ball. I think we're saying McRae's name quite a lot tonight. He seems to be a real focal point for this Ross Sheppard team.
Yeah, we have been. You know, it's kind of funny. Sometimes you got a guy like Kolmakov. He comes in with so much power, but it's been McRae.
Absolutely.
Who has picked up a large bulk of the kills so far for the Thunderbirds. Tipped over and a net
Someone
violation.
was on the net there. That thing's moving and shaking right now. Great little play by Paul Kane to put Ross Sheppard in trouble. And as you can hear, we got some chanting going on in the game right now. It's getting pretty spicy out there.
Well, and as this thing keeps going on and on, you know, it was loud in the first set, but it wasn't necessarily as like testy, right?
Absolutely.
As this game goes on, it's just going to get more and more and more, and that home court advantage can come into play even more. Set over, free ball here for Paul Kane. And the miscommunication.
Yeah, that's just a bit of a miss on the inside by the setter number 13, Schlack. Really got to make sure if we're going to set that right side ball, it's got to get out to the pin. But no harm, no foul. Paul Kane's still up in the match here.
We are halfway through set number 3.
Bombs away.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's a really, really important point in the match right now. When you've got a server that can put pace behind the ball like that and missing on the first one, it's really going to take a lot of pressure off the Paul Kane serve receive.
Big serve going the other way. Good one there from Voros. Outside hit blocked.
Oh, boy.
Right at the net, tip back over.
Yeah, it looks like
net violation on Paul Kane.
Yeah, got a little overzealous with the dunk there. I think that was number 15. And as you can hear, once again, we've got some chanting going on the court here.
Hojord at the line. Dunked.
Wow, what a dig.
My goodness. How did they get that over? Good chance here, though, for the Thunderbirds. It's long. Just keep yourself alive.
What a huge momentum point for Paul Kane right now. Digging a ball like that off the dunk. Let's see if it's on the replay. No, we're not going to get to see it. Just the sailed out cross shot by Cassidy Rigler there. What a point for Paul Kane.
It's like Kean Coyne at the service line.
There it is.
Dumps over. What a dig from Schalk. Back row attack. Dug out by the libero Yee. Tipped over. Right at the net. Paul Kane out of their offense. It is down off of Kolak.
Now here's something for the folks at home that aren't familiar with the rules. You are allowed to actually touch the net if it is outside of the antenna, and that's just what happened on that last play, as you can see right there. Right? He touched it, but he was on the outside of the antenna, and that's why the official did not call that.
Another serve for Kean Coyne.
Great
Big hit, quickly hit off 2 Blues. That should be 4 touches. It is.
Yeah, these refs are absolutely dialed in right now. They are calling a great game. God, the defense from Paul Kane has been much better as the match goes on here. Really impressive stuff.
Kolak to serve. High spinner received well. Dumped right back in by the Thunderbirds. Tipped over. Did that paint the line? It did. My goodness.
Yeah, and you can see, right, the difference in attitudes between Paul Kane and you can see Ross Shepp is kind of getting flustered right now, being pushed like this. Paul Kane has all of the momentum going in here.
It's quite the opposite of what we've seen to start this game. Not just the blowout in the first set, but you could feel the home crowd in favor of the Thunderbirds. It's blocked and down. Another point for the Blues, but this is pretty much exactly what we've seen in set 1.
Absolutely.
But for the other team.
For the other team, absolutely. And volleyball is always just such a momentum-shifting game. You can't really blame Ross Shepp for being frustrated, but it is vitally important right now in this timeout that they just take a breath and reset, because Paul Kane's starting to run away with it here. Couple differences I'm seeing out there with Paul Kane's blocking strategy is they have really taken the left sides out of the game right now. The left side attackers for Ross Shepp have not gotten nearly as many kills this set. And their defense from Paul Kane has just been really, really well constructed. So a lot of stuff to look forward to going on here. And as you can see, I think Mr. Botts is trying to give a little motivational speech here. Such a great man and, really inspirational for those young boys. And on the other side, we got Paul Kane, who I'm sure that coach is going, just keep doing what you're doing. You're playing lights out right now.
Shepp is unbeaten against Paul Kane this year. Ranked number 2 in the province. They're on the ropes right now.
Now, right out of the timeout here, what I'm looking for Paul Kane is, especially from number 8, Mr. Shearer, sorry, I apologize for that, is I'm looking for an aggressive float serve that puts these boys in trouble. Let's see if it happens.
Boy, that thing was knuckling hard. We got a whistle here, another net violation, this time against the Blues. It's a point for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, another net violation, unfortunately, for Paul Kane here.
Felt like a big point there. If Paul Kane's able to pick up another 2-3 points, they are well in control of the set.
Absolutely. And especially coming out of the timeout, the momentum is now stagnant.
Ross Sheppard trying to transition into the driver's seat. Blocked, and it's right back to the Blues. Once again, Cohen Schultz, the outside hitter with the tip play. A little cheeky, but it works.
Just very well done by Schultz, just attacking the block of Ross Sheppard and really throwing that power tip right into the block there. Really impressive stuff from Paul Kane so far.
Schultz to serve.
Oh,
Dumped
what a
over,
dump.
what a play by Kolak.
Great dump by Maggio there, using his right hand to basically dunk the volleyball. Very impressive stuff. Look at that. Full block commit too by number 12, Voros. Great pass.
Middle attack is blocked. Kolmakov.
What a block. And now you can kind of feel it. You can kind of feel the momentum starting to shift back into Ross Sheppard's favor, string together a couple points here. Let's see if they can keep it going. Paul Kane needs a side out.
Feels like that momentum scale is just about even right now.
Absolutely.
Long serve. I think they thought it was going to go out, but Paul Kane played it. It was Baker, and that's too long.
Yeah, and I actually think that the right side was right to pass that volleyball. That looked like that was dropping into me.
That was actually Schultz rather on that back line.
Yeah, just a little too long on that triple block there. Again, you don't really see a lot of triple blocking going on in high school boys volleyball. It's very impressive that Ross Sheppard is able to do that.
Timeout called by Paul Kane. This is a tight third set.
Yeah, you can just feel it. You can feel the energy. You can feel the nervousness of the players. And really what I think it's going to come down to right now is who can put their best foot forward and serve this ball in the court here. Crunch time situation for both teams. Paul Kane looks poised and confident. Let's see how Ross Sheppard looks coming out of this timeout here.
Always so much energy in this packed gym, especially when Ross Sheppard's playing. Every time I've been here, the student base, the teachers, the staff at the school, the parents, they all come out to support their Thunderbirds.
Absolutely.
You get a sense today in Paul Kane, apparently they travel pretty dang well.
Oh yeah, big time. There's a lot of fans here for both teams. Great serve. Oh.
It is just in. That was tight as ever.
Wow. Hawkeye vision once again from the linesman. Let's take another look. Again, we have the benefit of replay. Ooh. I couldn't even tell on the replay, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would have had to super slow-mo that and
Yeah.
do the enhance like they do in the shows, right?
Exactly.
That definitely does exist.
Nonetheless, a great attack by Paul Kane, and now it's all up to execution late in this set here.
Get the countdown now from the Thunderbirds. It's blocked. Paul Kane is taking control. It was Shock up 21-18.
Look at the block here from Paul Kane. One-on-one isolation situation and just taking away space. Really great job by Paul Kane right now, executing late into the match.
Time running out in this set. Thunderbirds need to run sooner than later. A bit behind the outside hitter, but they're able to get it over. Big hit is blocked, but out of bounds.
Wow. Such discipline from Paul Kane we're seeing right now to get absolutely thumped in the first set and come back and cause Shep to call 2 timeouts in a row. Really great stuff from Paul Kane. They should be very impressed with the way they're playing right now.
I mean, you think about everyone in this gym, everyone watching at home, and when Ross Sheppard won that first set, when they iced it 25-12, who was going to guess that Paul Kane would not only win the second set, but would be in the driver's seat in the third set as well?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be shocked if the only ones that truly believe that were the players and the coaching staff on Paul Kane themselves.
Absolutely. And again, it just speaks to what we were talking about earlier, the battle test that Paul Kane went through to get here. 2 5-set matches in a row. It's almost like we saw it in the previous game with Ainley and Sal. But now what we're seeing is Paul Kane is in the driver's seat, folks. It's very, very impressive right now. Let's see what Ross Sheppard has cooked up out of this timeout here. If I'm number 9, I'm looking to put a bullet serve in here.
Coming into this game in their previous 2 matchups, Ross Sheppard did not lose a set in playoffs. Well, they've lost one here, trying to prevent a second straight, down 22-18. Tipped over, blocked. Kolmakov had to put it up. McRae tips it, dug out well by Paul Kane. Everyone will scurry away, right into the crowd, and it's off a fingertip.
Wow.
I don't think Kolmakov agrees.
That looked to be a questionable call. Let's take a look at the replay here. And that's really close.
Tough to tell again. You can see that maybe that pinky finger goes back, but it might have already been anyways. So tough to tell.
We got to get the slow-mo out here.
Here's a big hit.
What a dig.
What defense by Paul Kane. Once again, it's been the difference here in the 3rd set. Outside hit for the Thunderbirds. It's just out. Hojord can't find the line. Set point.
Yeah, and you just get the feeling that nothing is going right for Ross Sheppard right now. Look at this. This is a set over the net and just flares out on the back line.
Shep needs 6 straight. Hit. Defended well again by Paul Kane. There's just no room in their defense right now. Off the ceiling. Yes! Paul Kane wins 2 straight sets. They're up 2-1 after 3. All the momentum in the Blues' favor. Their fan base going crazy.
Yeah, you just look at the momentum that has shifted here. And that last play, that roll shot over the block hitting the roof, really is a testament to the later stage execution that Paul Kane had in this last game here. Very impressive defense, very impressive blocking, and most impressive of all is the service pressure that I've seen from the Paul Kane Blues here. Really taking it to the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds late in the 3rd here.
Well, it was Ross Sheppard in control early in this game, won the first set 25-12, but Paul Kane back-to-back set wins. Set 3, 25-18. We'll be back in a couple. Shep needing to win set 4.
Across Alberta, school sport is more than just competition. It's about community, developing character, and growth. We are proud to unveil our new name, School Sport Alberta. Rooted in integrity, driven by access, and powered by opportunity, this new brand reflects our commitment to every athlete, coach, and school across the province. From championship events that inspire, to mentorship for athletic directors, to new opportunities for participation, we are building something stronger together.
School Sport Alberta is here to lead with purpose.
Connect with pride and champion the value of school sport.
Alberta's beef producers work tirelessly to raise top quality beef and bring the best in nutrition to the plate. With unmatched nutritional value, beef fuels your body with important health benefits, vitamins, and minerals. Beef is protein-packed to keep muscles strong, helps to combat infections with zinc in every bite, and its iron content helps to enhance focus. Learn how Alberta producers are raising the best beef.
Welcome back to Ross Sheppard. Get a good look at the Paul Kane supporters. They're all smiles right now. Up 2-1. All the momentum in their favor. First set was 25-12 for Ross Sheppard, but since then, Paul Kane 25-21. Paul Kane 25-18. They've gone 5 sets in their last 2 games, and right now the Thunderbirds are hoping that streak continues. Connor Toffin and Lucas Robertson on the call. One more set, and Paul Kane will win a championship, but I'm hard-pressed to think that the Thunderbirds won't have some sort of response here in set number 4.
Absolutely, in a do-or-die situation like this, Ross Sheppard really needs to get the pedal to the metal here.
Once again, Ross Sheppard has been blowing opponents out 3-0 here in playoffs. They're not as battle-tested as Paul Kane, but can Paul Kane finish? So much easier said than done. They'll get the first point here in set 4.
Looks like we have a bit of a delay here. I'm not sure what the umpire was talking to the Paul Kane official about, but looks like we're going to get a service sub again. I believe that's Beckett. It is. Beckett's going to take us to the service line here.
Beckett, that one's long.
Yeah, a little long out of the gate here. But again, Beckett's just been so good in the last 2 sets here. You got to give him another chance when it comes back around.
Let's see. Now, once again, the Paul Kane crowd sitting to the left. Ross Shepp sitting to the right. So the server is going to be a little louder for them than it was in set 3. Joust. Tipped.
That's a really good ball.
A violation, I believe, against the Blues.
Yeah, it looks like it. That was a really great play by McRae here. Let's take a look here. So the ball's passed. Maja with the set. It's a little tight. Ilya with the star move. And yeah, just tipped over the block. Really well done.
Rolling shot from the Blues. Tipped off the block.
Oh, baby.
That one, nearly off the roof, and it's hitting to the net anyways, as Voros couldn't get it over.
That thing was coming in hot there. You know what they're trying to do when they put the ball that high, it just gives their hitter a little more time to get his feet under them and get a good rip on the ball. So can't blame him for almost touching the roof there.
Outside hit by Voros. Thunderbirds, they'll set up McRae. What a dig. Another outside hit off the block and out, or yes, off the block.
Yeah, fantastic offense being run by Ross Shepp at the start of this set here. As you can see, the ball set or hit over the net. McRae with a great pass and just a beautiful right side attack on that outside arm. Very well done.
Thunderbirds are on a run up 4-1. Into the net. Service error for Majot.
And you knew there was going to be a pushback from Ross Shepp, but in order to have an effective pushback, you got to make your serves. So going down the stretch here, let's see what happens.
Asher Schulk. Floater received well by the Thunderbirds. Well set up as they move it over to Hojord. Going to be a free ball. From the right side.
What a dig.
Was McRae. Tipped back over. Chance here for the Thunderbirds. Back set and killed by McRae.
Yeah, just a great show of defense by both sides of the ball, actually. Those little tip shots are getting dug all the time now, which is awesome to see. And Ross Shepp just gets the better end of it.
McRae off the white tape and down.
Now that's a cheeky one right there. That's one of those bounces that you talk about that really make the difference in these later stages of the game here.
Nothing the Blues could have done about that one.
Yeah.
McRae back to the line. Couldn't draw it up any better than the last one. Dumped down. Kolmakov.
Yeah, it looks like, Paul Kane's going to take a timeout here. Really good choice by the Paul Kane coach to just stop the bleeding before things get out of hand. But again, we knew that Ross Shepp was going to have a late push in this game here, being down 2-1. So we'll see how Paul Kane rebounds. And again, a lot of it is all passing with the Paul Kane Blues. Their defense has been impeccable tonight, but right now they just need to take a minute on their service, even relax a little bit.
Feels like when the Thunderbirds are going, they're like really going.
Oh yeah.
7 of the first 9 points here. Once again, they won that first set 25-12. It was, I mean, it's maybe a bit shocking that we're even here in set 4. Never mind just here, but with Paul Kane having the lead. Like, you could see them taking a set at some point in the next two, but to come back and win the next two after that dominant of a first set, this game is kind of a good indication. I feel like in volleyball, momentum carries throughout the set.
Oh, absolutely.
Oftentimes, but between sets, almost not at all.
Yeah, between sets, once you get that little break, and even after a timeout like this, I like to think of things all squared away. That's why I put such an emphasis on making your first serve out of the timeout here, just to make sure that you still have a chance to grow your lead.
Pressure's on McRae here, trying to make it a 6-point lead. Big hit Oh my goodness,
What
can
a
the Thunderbirds get it back over? What a dig! Paul Kane, cross court. It was Schultz who kept it up. That one's in. It's in. The Thunderbirds take an 8-2 lead.
And look at the Ross Sheppard Thunderbird benches again, almost on the court once again. Wow, what a momentous dig by Sammy Majo and the libero, number 14, Castle Yee. Great play there.
McRae again, once again, Thunderbirds, the pressure is on their side here in set number 4. Paul Kane still one away from the win, but they need a run. This one is blocked.
What a block from Ross Sheppard. And again, if I'm Paul Kane, I'm fine with that right now, okay? You're going to get blocked every once in a while. The good news is that you're really passing the ball well out of the timeout here. So let's see if they can start chipping away.
Here's McRae into the net. Blues needed that one here if they can take set 4.
Yeah, and now if I'm Paul Kane right now, I'm putting the ball in play, and I'm just really disciplined blocking right now, taking away that space.
Here's Voros, their most powerful server. Big hit from the middle, Kolmakov.
Yeah, just such an advanced skill level that we're seeing out of some of these boys out here today. Like Ilya Kolmakov just painting the back line with that 51 shot. Really impressive stuff to see.
So much power. And now we get to see him on the service line. Up 10-3. Would love an ace or two here if you're the Thunderbirds. High into the air, and he has just struggled a little bit here. It was a bigger difference in set 2 and 3.
Yeah.
You know, when he gets into a rhythm at the line, it's unstoppable.
Oh, absolutely. He is serving at a university level already, and if he can make it in the court, it's really problematic for Paul Kane.
Blocked.
Wow.
Paul Kane picks up the point.
What a block. Let's check the replay here. Watch the Reed blocking of their middle here. Let's take a peek. So great pass, and boom. Look how quick he is to get out there and help close that block. Really good stuff.
Floater. Bit of an awkward dig there
Oh, baby.
for McRae. It's going to be a free ball here for the Blues. Trying to bring the deficit to 4 off the block, and should be 4 touches. There we go. Point goes for the Blues. Good effort by the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, I'm just blown away, honestly. It seems after every set that we go to, the game just keeps getting better and better and better for both teams. Really powerful stuff here.
3 straight points for the Blues. Kolak got a violation against the Blues. Tough one to give away there.
Yeah.
A bit of a run. You need to close the gap.
Really tough on the net there. And again, just nicked it. Really, really good vision by the down official to see that.
Hojord floater, tough one to handle there. And a point for the Blues.
What a set by, I think that was that number 12, Toros? I think Levante was the one that set that. Let's take a look here. What a ball back to the deep corner. And a great shot down the line. Really good stuff from Paul Kane down the stretch here.
An ace for Shearer.
Yeah, and once again, you can just feel the momentum going back into Paul Kane's favor here. One thing we might need to look at, I think the score that we have up is different than the one on the board. We got 8-10 versus 11-8 for Ross Sheppard. So we'll get back to you on what the score actually is.
Looks like our scorer down at the table there has 11-8 as well. It'll be a point for the Thunderbirds, so we'll keep going with that as they flip that red one over to 12.
There we go. And once again, what a great pass by Ross Sheppard and a great set by Sammy Majo to really isolate Joss Kolak on the left side.
Kolak at the line. Into the block, it fell inbounds. Good go there from Schultz.
Yeah, really close one by that Paul Kane attacker, Schultz.
Oh, just fell in, right onto the paint. Big spin serve by Kolak, and he had his teammate in the back. It happens.
Yeah, he really wanted that one. You could tell he put a little extra hot sauce on that serve there. Oof. Yeah.
I think the thing for people that haven't played is the miss there is a couple centimeters, maybe.
Absolutely.
Looks like a big miss. That one's in. Schultz with the service ace.
Yeah, and that's actually a couple times now in this set where we've almost seen like a miscommunication between the Ross Sheppard passers between the seams. If I'm Paul Kane, I'm now hammering on those seams every single serve and see if I can get another good thing to happen for me.
Schultz again. Boy, nearly another ace. It was dug out by McRae. Middle attack, dumped right into the middle. Good save there by Yee.
What a block.
Free ball. Sent over by Schalk. Sent back over. What a play. Into the block. It's a point for the Blues. Give an assist to Aaron Ma, who had a great dig earlier in the point. Paul Kane draws to within 2.
That's just a phenomenal read by Aaron Ma to get that ball nice and high in the air. And again, this out-of-system offense that we're seeing from Paul Kane is getting better by the minute here. Really well done by them.
Schultz at the service line and a kill. Thunderbirds extend the lead back to 3. Here's Cassidy Rigler. Bumped high into the air right near the net cross court. It is off the roof.
And once again, important to realize here, it happened in the first set, but Duncan McRae hitting the net, but on the outside of the antenna, right? So still in play and still allowed in volleyball, but what a great hit by him to feed that ball back to the cross shot.
Another one for Cassidy Rigler. Middle attack and a kill for Faber.
Yeah, great run there. Great run there by Paul Kane, establishing the middle, making sure that the middles on Ross Sheppard stay honest. Really well done.
15-12 here in set 4. Ross Sheppard needs the win. If Paul Kane can fight back and win here in set 4, they will win it. A gold medal in their opponent's gym.
Yeah.
A hole in the defense, and McRae found it.
And a great serve by Shearer there to put it deep and in trouble, but Ross Sheppard just finding a way to get through the block. Really well done. Yeah, just right in front of him.
Here's Sammy Majot. Reliable server so far in this game, and he's got an ace. Important point there.
Yeah,
it's been 16-13. Things kind of feel tight. Now it's 17-12. Pretty big lead.
Yeah, the gap is glowing a little bit here, but as long as Sammy can make sure he keeps his serve in bounds and Ross Sheppard can keep their system going here, we should be off to the races. Let's see if Paul Kane can answer back.
Majot again, coming off the ace. Right near the roof, stays in play. A hit off the block. It's a point for the Blues. Yeah. Voros.
What a great run by Paul Kane Voros there. And again, this setter, Cohen Schultz, Asher Shellac, is doing a great job distributing the ball right now.
So Schalk. Tipped over the block, and it finds the ground. Back to a 5-point lead for the Thunderbirds. McRae at the service line, dug out by Voros. And an attempt to dump it over does not go for Shearer. 6-point lead for the Thunderbirds, and the Blues call a timeout.
What a great save by Schalk here, saving that ball and giving his hitter a chance. Really impressive stuff that he was able to save that ball.
We do want to take a moment to thank the Sport Physical Activity and Recreation branch of the Ministry of Tourism and Sport with the Government of Alberta, who's a funding provider to the SSA. The funds received from this area of the government are put towards enhancing the quality of life for Albertans. Got a half-minute left in this timeout. Maybe a time for some of these players, fans, and myself to catch my breath.
Absolutely. I need to stand up out of this stool for a quick minute here and stretch my back out. Just really good stuff that we're seeing today.
It has been intense, and it feels like this game hasn't hit its peak yet.
No, absolutely not. I think both of these teams have a little more jam left in the jar to give these fans that have been so great tonight. Just cheering on both teams really well. And yeah, let's see who executes down later into the stretch of the game here.
Set 1 was almost perfect for Ross Shepp, winning 25-12. Paul Kane fought back, winning 2 sets straight. Set 2, 25-21. Set 3, 25-18. Set 4, still up in the air, but Ross Shepp in control, up 19-13. 20-13.
Yeah, just another great out-of-system play there. I believe that's Castle, yeah, making a great set over to his buddy Joss there and just taking a rip deep cross. Really well done.
Into the net, 20-14. Kind of feels like that first set a little bit better for Paul Kane. You're not getting that same amount of miscues, but it really feels like, it was close for a while, but whereas Paul Kane is scoring a point or two,
yeah, absolutely.
Shepp's getting 3-4 right now. Good spinning serve from Voros and a kill by Kolmakov.
Yeah, you really get the sense that both teams are getting settled into this game now, and we're just seeing some really high-level volleyball from both sides. Ross Shepp's passing on their serve receive has been really, really well done in this set, and I think that is part of the reason they're up 7 points.
Here's Kolmakov. He's been struggling as this game's gone on. Nice one there, but dug out well by Ma. Hit. What a dig the other way for the Thunderbirds. It was McRae sent back over. That ball set out of bounds, went over the net. Just a little bit of a miss set there by the Blues. And now Ross Shepp can taste a set victory, 3 away.
Yeah, and just a great job by Ilya to take a little bit off that spin serve and make sure it gets in bounds. I fully expect him to take a rip at this one, though.
Kolmakov. Big serve, and that one's out. See if Paul Kane can go on a run here. The set by no means is over.
Absolutely not, especially the way this game is playing. We've seen a lot of long runs from both teams here down the stretch.
Kian Coyne floats it over. Hit off the block from Kolak. Going the other way, it's a kill for Schultz. Paul Kane staying alive, 22-16.
Yeah, just great defense in transition from Paul Kane, and this setter is just slinging it right now for Paul Kane. He's got some really nice hands, putting the ball exactly where it needs to be for his hitters.
Metro Senior Boys Final gold medal on the line. Is that in? Barely!
That is in. Wow.
Take a look at just how close. I mean, bounces right on that back line. 22-17. Can Paul Kane keep it going? Thunderbirds are in trouble here. Can they get it over? They do. Might have been going out of bounds. Off the block, and the Thunderbirds scrape a point where they probably shouldn't have had one. 23-17.
And here comes that double sub again late in the match, and that's what they did in the first set, and they actually went away from it in sets 2 and 3, which was really interesting to me, given how effective it was in the first set.
Last time they did this, they went on a big run.
Absolutely.
They only need 2 more now. This is Janes. Came off the bench earlier. Straight to the service line. He'll do the same thing again. Here it is in.
Serve.
Right to the back line. Janes sends the Thunderbirds to set point.
And that's just a testament to how locked in Janes is here. He's been sitting for quite a while now and just coming right into the game and wasting no time with his service pressure. Really well done.
Set point, trying to take it to a decisive 5th. Here's Janes. to the net. Oh boy, Paul Kane had trouble with that one. Chance for the Thunderbirds to end set 4. Tipped over. Going to be a free ball here for Ross Sheppard. Janes sets up the outside hitter, Kolak. It's a violation. The Thunderbirds take set 4, 25-17. And, well, I'm not allowed to say it as the play-by-play commentator before it happens. But Lucas, I don't know about you. After set 2, it felt like we were going 5 the whole way.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could just tell right away that both of these teams were in it to win it. And just such great execution down the stretch by both of them. Obviously, Ross Sheppard had the better execution in the 4th set, but Paul Kane in the 2nd and 3rd set was playing some phenomenal volleyball tonight. So it all comes down to a 5th set, and we're going to 15 points, folks. There's not a lot of time left in this match here.
All knotted up at 2 sets apiece. One run could decide it. Gold medal on the line coming up in set 5.
Across Alberta, school sport is more than just competition. It's about community, developing character, and growth. We are proud to unveil our new name, School Sport Alberta. Rooted in integrity, driven by access, and powered by opportunity, this new brand reflects our commitment to every athlete, coach, and school across the province. From championship events that inspire, to mentorship for athletic directors, to new opportunities for participation, we are building something stronger together.
School Sport Alberta is here to lead with purpose.
Connect with pride and champion the value of school sport.
Alberta's beef producers work tirelessly to raise top quality beef and bring the best in nutrition to the plate. With unmatched nutritional value, beef fuels your body with important health benefits, vitamins, and minerals. Beef is protein-packed to keep muscles strong, helps to combat infections with zinc in every bite, and its iron content helps to enhance focus. Learn how Alberta producers are raising the best beef.
Welcome back to Ross Sheppard, a gymnasium that has seen so many great games, volleyball and basketball, probably more that I haven't been here for as well in other sports, but it has been another great one here today. The girls' game was tight. Salisbury Sabres winning in 4 sets. All those 4 sets, though, were very tight. A big difference from this game, where through our 4 sets so far, none have actually really been that in doubt. Set 2, 25-21, a little closer, but set 1 dominant by Ross Sheppard, 25-12. Paul Kane wins set 2, 25-21, then 25-18 in set 3. Ross Sheppard needing a win in set 4, wins 25-17. We are going to 15 points. Whoever gets there first, unless they're tied up at 14, will take home the gold medal here in the Metro Senior Boys Final. Connor Toffin and Lucas Robertson on the call. Dave Foley on the camera. Kyle Matz behind the keyboard and computer. Thank you so much to those guys for helping us get going today and keeping this show great, as it always is here with the IC Live crew. And we are blessed with another great game. Set 5 coming up. It'll be Paul Kane with service first. Schultz at the line. Big hit from Kolmakov.
Yeah, really a great run there. Straight out of the gate, wasting no time is Sammy establishing the middle. That's one thing that you really want to tell your setters to do at the start of every set. It just keeps the opposing blockers honest and having to read block the entire time. Really good stuff.
Another block, this one out of bounds. Paul Kane responds, ties it at 1.
Yeah, and you can just feel already that this is going to be a close one. Both teams are executing at such a high level right now. And here comes Beckett again with their serving specialist here.
That one stays in, paints the back line.
Yeah, we're seeing some really high-level volleyball right here, folks. The passing in this game has just improved tenfold since the first set for both teams.
Duncan McCrae to the service line. Into the net, we go back and forth. The pendulum swings slightly back to Paul Kane.
Yeah, you really got to make sure you're sharp on your execution here.
So Schalk. Hit blocked, and it's down off of Schultz. It'll be another point for the Thunderbirds.
Really great blocking by Ross Sheppard right now. Even getting the close on a nice, look at that back set. That is beautiful. And still able to close the block and get a read on it. Very well done. Let's see if Paul Kane can answer here.
This kind of back and forth is what takes you to a 42-40 set.
Oh, absolutely.
Kolmakov off the white tape. Tipped over. Big hit from Hojord. Consecutive points for the first time in this fifth set. 4-2 is the score for Shep.
And you really got to admire Kolmakov's ability to come in there and make that set as a middle. That is really impressive stuff for an out-of-system player. Very well done. Paul Kane needs a side out.
Kolmakov again. Into the net. Paul Kane responds.
And you can just feel the energy in here.
We're at a point now where both sides believe that they are going home with the gold medal, but only one of them will. A service error, another one into the net. It's 5-3 Shep.
And here it is again. We're going to see the double sub in the fifth set here. I love this decision from Ross Shep, but I would really like to see what Paul Kane is going to do in response to this now that Ross Shep has three attackers again.
Majot and Hojord out. Jane's in.
Janes and you are in the game. Yeah, you's in there.
Janes to the service line. Look for those floaters. They've been consistent. Tipped. And dumped down by Kolak. Shep's on a bit of a run here to 15. These 3-point runs, 2 3-point runs are pretty big.
Yeah. And you can just see in the fifth set, when you go up 3 points, this coach is doing a great job calling a timeout.
Yeah, you don't want to hold on to that.
Yeah, I love this decision from him because you still get 2, right? And in a 15-point game, 6 points, we're getting there already. So you really want to make sure you take a minute, you relax your players, and you tell them, hey, all we need is a pass right now. Got to get the side out. And if I'm Ross Shep, I'm saying, hey, let's keep the pedal to the metal here and play disciplined defense right now. Really, really high-level volleyball that we're starting to see from both of these squads.
Ross Shep maybe can't quite taste gold yet, but they are close. Up 6-3 here in set 5. They're hoping it's the final countdown, but after set 1, Paul Kane was down and out. They looked like they stood no chance in this game. They fought back earlier. Can they fight back here in set 5 with James at the service line?
This is the most important point in the match for me right here. Coming out of the timeout, who's going to execute better?
If the Thunderbirds can keep running right now, the Blues are really in trouble.
No. Yeah, and Paul Kane is furious at the no-touch call. I didn't see one personally, but it is vitally important that Paul Kane maintains it. Ooh, that was close.
I think it was. Seen that pointer finger from one of the blockers.
Yeah, it didn't look like it live, but I think they might have a case for this. But unfortunately, they don't have the ability to replay like we do. And the officiating has been great all night.
You'll take one call a night. right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll take one.
And that's all we've had.
Absolutely.
Janes, that one just stays in. Big hit. Paul Kane needed a point. GM, who we haven't called yet this game, comes in and makes a big play for Paul Kane and cuts the deficit back down to 3.
Yeah, Shear with just a great backdoor shot on the block there. You can really tell that Ross Shepp's trying to take away his cross shot, but he did a great job burying it down the line.
Sorry, that was Shear. Janes with the set into the block by Paul Kane. Another point. It's a 2-point game.
Now, if I'm Paul Kane here, I am doing everything in my power to keep this ball off the floor going into the switch here.
Here's Kean Coyne.
Great serve.
Dug out by Yee.
Wow.
And a big hit over the middle.
That is a great set by Josiah Janes to the second middle on Ross Sheppard, Cassidy regular. We haven't said his name a lot tonight, but he is one of the unsung heroes of this team. He has been phenomenal at the net tonight, really doing a great job blocking.
So in the 5th set, after that 8th point is scored, the two teams will flip sides just to make sure no one's got an advantage.
And here we go. Let's see what Paul Kane has cooking up here out of the brief timeout. Not really sure. I think the down official is over by the score table, it looks like. I'm not sure what's going on. I do believe the score is correct.
It's in line with us. I haven't seen anything
that
would say otherwise.
It might be, this could be a situation where Andrew Botts is asking the umpire for a rotation check. Just while you're switching sides, it could be a situation where you might have the wrong guy serving, and you don't want that to happen, obviously. Looks like we're squared away here. What an atmosphere tonight. This has been phenomenal.
There's a trophy and a banner on the far side just behind where Paul Kane sits now. One team is going to come away with some gold hardware today. Off a fingertip, it's a point for the Blues.
Yeah, and that's actually a great call by the down official here. As you can see, the linesman actually missed this ball. And the down official signals to the top official that it was touched. So great job by the officials to get that call right there.
8-6, halfway through set 5.
And it looks like the down official, I'm not sure why the music is playing. There's not a timeout right now, folks, but okay, the down official says we're good to go here. So it's a good thing we're getting these breaks. I'm starting to get a little anxious here, sitting up in this booth.
Shearer at the service line. Now we got a bit more of an issue here. The only other thing I can think of is if this is about timeouts. But there was one timeout taken by Paul Kane, and it shows that they have one left, 2 left for Shep, so should be fine there. Regardless, it is set 5 of a gold medal game, so just want to make sure that everything's in order. Tipped over, free ball here for the Blues, trying to cut the deficit to 1 off the block.
And that goes to show you once again the double sub from Ross Sheppard is worth its weight in gold here right now. A fantastic block by Mackay Yu on the left side. Boom. Just gets him on the outside corner. Let's see if Paul Kane can answer.
Shep's getting close, staying in control here in the 5th set.
Great ball.
Down the middle, Kolmakov.
What a pickup.
Into the net. Off the hands of Schultz. Didn't get the result he wanted in set 5. Ross Sheppard has taken control, 10-6.
It looks like Paul Kane's going to take another timeout. Again, I love this timeout call by the Paul Kane coach. It is now going to take Paul Kane really staying disciplined and really playing good, solid volleyball to get back into this game here. But again, as we've seen throughout the night, the game of runs has been huge for both teams.
Yeah, as we mentioned, a volleyball game that goes 5 sets, usually you got some really close sets in there as well. There hasn't really been that pivotal set that could go either way yet.
Absolutely.
The closest set was 25-21 for Paul Kane, but he had a bit of a late run in there for the Thunderbirds, and Paul Kane in control the whole time. It never really felt as close as the scoreboard would indicate. And the other ones, you know, losing team on those sets scored 12, 18, and 17.
Yeah. And again, it just goes to show you the level of execution that a team has when they're serving the volleyball. And just the blocking tonight has been outstanding. We've seen a number of triple blocks from Ross Sheppard, but in my opinion, I actually think that Paul Kane has been the better blocking team tonight. They've really taken away a lot of the left side attacks tonight. So going to be really interesting to see what happens down the stretch here. Paul Kane is now out of timeouts, folks, which means that they are playing until the final point here, no matter what.
Cassidy Rigler at the service line. Paul Kane needs some points here soon. Tipped over by McRae. To the outside hitter, Schultz. Point for the Blues. They are staying alive. It's 10-7.
Yeah, and that's just a great hit by Schultz and an even better set by Schalk. Schalk has played a phenomenal game, in my opinion. His distribution has been great, and he's so tall. His contact point is so high when he's setting the ball. It's really tough to read it. Really great stuff we're seeing from both teams here.
Here's Cohen Schultz. Feels like the next run might win it. Can it go in the Blues' favor? Schultz likes to run into that serve. Takes his 3 steps, and it's a point for the Blues. 10-8. They keep fighting back.
Yeah, and the timing looked a little off on that middle attack. It looked like Ilya was a little too quick to the ball there. But, you know, you've really got to credit Paul Kane for putting such a tough serve into the court right now. Really high-level volleyball we're seeing here tonight.
Kolmakov off the white tape and over. Big hit for McRae. Woo! Maybe his biggest of the game. Gets the crowd up on their feet. A huge point.
Yeah, and just a great set by Janes there to really isolate McRae. And again, we're going to see the double sub again here. So that setter is going to maintain that back row presence. And we're going to see another 3 attackers from Ross Sheppard here, with the starters being put back into the game to close things off.
This feels like it's been our closest set so far, but the Thunderbirds have stayed in control throughout.
Absolutely.
Majot
great
to serve. Bit of trouble here for the Blues. Off the backboard of the hoop. Might have hit the ceiling anyways. There was a lot of steam on that one.
Yeah, Shearer just a little too much mustard on his attempt to bring it back into the court. It's just so tough for these young guys to stay composed in a 5th set of a city final game. But great job by Paul Kane to try and bring that back into play.
Majot serving again.
Great pass.
Middle attack sent over, and
a net call.
A net violation against the Thunderbirds. Boy, that felt like a point that the Blues just absolutely needed to have, and they get a break here.
Yeah, huge break with the net touch there, especially after the dig from Majot. That was a perfect dig right into the center of the court there.
Got a substitute coming in, and you probably can already guess what it is. It is Beckett in for Faber.
Yeah, Beckett to me has been one of the unsung heroes of Paul Kane tonight. His serving has been very, very impressive. The execution is just awesome from Paul Kane right now.
Paul Kane needs to win 5 of the next 7 points or better.
Little free ball.
Force this thing.
There we go.
Big outside hit. Voros once again. His impact has been scattered all throughout this game. 12-10.
Yeah, and Beckett with just a great serve down to the cross side there. And you can see, let's take a look. The Paul Kane block is shifted all the way to the left side of the court. Let's see what happens when they scramble.
Beckett, it's out! Ross Sheppard's within 2, and they got the ball in their hands.
But, you know, to Beckett's credit, he did bring them back into the game. They're only down by 3. They just need to execute here. Beckett has nothing to hang his head about. That was a great service run. And McRae.
To see the frustration from McRae.
Yeah.
Felt the game on his fingertips, wanted to end it at the service line, still would have needed another.
And here comes Schalk. So Schalk's in the back row now. So now Paul Kane will have 3 attackers squaring away with Ross Sheppard here.
Schalk puts it in play. Outside tipped. What a dig by Schalk. Hit off the block. Ross Sheppard has sent it to game point and championship point.
And who else but Ilya to put his spin serve to the ultimate test in the last moments of this game. You could not write a better ending to this one here. Let's see what happens.
The most dangerous man at the service line for the Thunderbirds. If he can put it in play. Kolmakov for the championship.
He got it.
In. A perfect serve and an ace for Ilya Kolmakov. The crowd's going crazy here at Ross Sheppard, and Kolmakov ices it 15-11. The Thunderbirds have won a gold medal.
What a great game from Paul Kane, though. I really have to harp on this point again. When you lose a first set like that in a city final match and push it all the way to a fifth, 15-11, that really speaks to the prowess and the ability for Paul Kane to execute. Really impressed with both teams tonight, and let's get Ross Shepp in the handshake line here so that they can be good sportsmanship here.
They got their friends in there, jumped on the court.
Yeah, got about the entire junior volleyball squad, I think, has jumped onto the court here. But
it's tough to get away, but now some of the players are saying, hey guys, let's go shake hands.
Yeah,
and
there we go. Absolutely.
What a game that we've seen here. It got really close in set 5. Shepp was in control, but it felt like, you know, Paul Kane, if they were able to scrape 1 or 2 more points at some point, it might have swung the other way.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's Ilya Kolmakov at the service line. You know, earlier in the game, he was great there.
Yeah.
In sets 2, 3, 4 really started to struggle a bit. Lots of errors, still picked up a point every now and then, and it just felt like they had the guy at the service line where if he could put it in play, you almost knew this thing was over. And out of the hundreds of points we've seen today, it's probably the best serve of the day.
I completely agree with you. For you to spin serve cross court, deep corner on game point of a city final match, it's really, really impressive. So, yeah, I thought both teams played their hearts out. It was a really well-fought match. But kudos to Ross Shepp, who just executed a tiny bit better down the stretch there. And I know Mr. Botts is pretty happy, although it doesn't really look like he's putting his hands up yet. He'll be celebrating tonight, though.
Bit of disappointment for Paul Kane. Obviously fought so hard. I mean, it looked like they were done after set 1, down 25-12. They come back, win back-to-back sets, but then in the end, it's Ross Shepp with back-to-back set wins. 25-17 in set 4, 15-11 in set 5, and you know, these Shepp kids, they're going to want a little bit more as provincials are coming up, but this one's going to feel sweet regardless.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch these two teams compete against each other again.
So first, we're going to get our silver medal presentation for Paul Kane. You know, still had to fight here. They won 2 playoff games, 3 sets to 2, and this is a well-earned silver medal for Paul Kane. For Ross Shepp, this is the most adversity they've faced, and maybe going into provincials, you know, you always want to win 3 sets to nothing, but maybe with even more competition coming up at an even higher, more elevated, more intense level, maybe this 5-set game was just what they needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Going into provincials, it's going to be a true test to see where, first of all, these two teams place out in the end. But more importantly, how things go down in provincials is really contingent on both teams executing. If they play like this at the provincials, though, I'm looking forward to seeing these two teams play in almost maybe a final even.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really close to see who can compete and who can execute at the highest level here. But Paul Kane, with nothing to hang their heads about, it was an absolute battle between these two teams. I thought that Paul Kane played extremely well in key moments of the match, and unfortunately for them, just at the end, they couldn't quite get it done. But yeah, nothing to hang their heads about. They played a phenomenal volleyball game tonight.
McLeod, Ma, Garby couldn't go tonight. Smith, Baker, Shearer, Beckett, Schultz, Voros, Schalk, Faber, Coyne, and Kruger, the silver medalists for the Paul Kane Blues senior boys team. What an effort they had, and a good show of respect here from the Thunderbirds as well. They haven't stopped clapping yet as they've been giving out the silver medals, and a lot of respect probably earned today. You talk about a Thunderbirds team that has dominated, and this is as big of a test as they've pretty much had today.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm just thrilled to see the sportsmanship from our senior boys program representing our school well. And yeah, it just an incredible volleyball game down the stretch there. It was just an absolute thrill and a privilege to get to commentate it.
And now the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds to be handed out their gold medals. Joss Kolak, McRae, Taichalaz, Yu, Majot, Chiem, Janes, Cassidy Rigler, Hojord, Bryson, Kolmakov, Yi, and Almawed, our gold medalists here for the Metro Senior Boys Division 1. Yeah, such a good game, and
you can see big Mr. Stanley there, the principal at Ross Sheppard High School, dishing out the medals. Very well deserved from Ross Shepp, and I'm just so happy that we got a 5th set out of this game. It was truly a great battle up until the end.
Felt like we were destined for 5 sets at some point today, right? Because in game 1, that one more than ever felt like we were going 5, and it kind of felt like we were cheated out of one.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, 4 pretty dominant sets before set 5. Like we said, Paul Kane won that second one 25-21, but they were kind of in control the whole way, and set 5 was the closest. There's no better type of volleyball game to have in a championship game.
Yeah, just a great battle from both teams, and just you could definitely tell after that first set, the way that Paul Kane came out in the second and the third, you could tell that this thing was going the distance. So absolutely well done by Paul Kane there, and again, a great show of sportsmanship from Paul Kane, clapping during the medal presentation.
Getting the trophy and the banner all ready to go. Ross Shepp, Metro City champions once again. Won cities in 1957, 59, and it was a while. That was well before you and I. And then in 1990, 97, and 23, they won cities as well. So the program's improving. A recent championship, and they pick one up here in 2025. They got a little bit more work to do in provincials. It'll be tough. They've been contending lately. 22, they finished 3rd. 23, they were 2nd, and 5th last year. But this program's in a really good spot right now. Feels like they're maybe at the pinnacle of this recent run for the Thunderbirds.
Just a phenomenal show of the ability. And here's the trophy being raised. Obviously a great night for Ross Shepp, but also a great night for Paul Kane. The coach of Paul Kane had those boys dialed in from the moment they got here, and just very, very impressive. Although it didn't go their way, but I thought the execution on both sides of the ball was really, really good tonight.
So that'll do it from Ross Sheppard. Thank you so much for watching from the whole IC Live crew. Connor Toffin on play-by-play. Got to say, Lucas, I'm gonna out you here. It was your first games today, doing color commentary for volleyball, and you did an absolutely excellent job.
Oh, thank you.
And just a pleasure to have you up here. We'd be happy to have you back if we ever have another volleyball game again.
That'd be lovely. Yeah.
Dave Foley on camera. Kyle Matz, our director today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Game 1, it was the Salisbury Sabres defeating the Harry Ainley Titans on the girls' side. And on the boys' side, a great 5-set match. In the end, in set 5, it's Ross Shepp taking down Paul Kane 3-2. The final one was 15-11. And the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds are Metro Senior Boys gold medalists.
Across Alberta, school sport is more than just competition. It's about community, developing character, and growth. We are proud to unveil our new name, School Sport Alberta. Rooted in integrity, driven by access, and powered by opportunity, this new brand reflects our commitment to every athlete, coach, and school across the province. From championship events that inspire, to mentorship for athletic directors, to new opportunities for participation, we are building something stronger together.
School Sport Alberta is here to lead with purpose.
Connect with pride and champion the value of school sport.
Alberta's beef producers work tirelessly to raise top quality beef and bring the best in nutrition to the plate. With unmatched nutritional value, beef fuels your body with important health benefits, vitamins, and minerals. Beef is protein-packed to keep muscles strong, helps to combat infections with zinc in every bite, and its iron content helps to enhance focus. Learn how Alberta producers are raising the best beef.